Hello everybody and happy Sunday. It is time for Sunday screening with me, Nina Soden, the redheaded author. Alright, today we are talking about Spider-Man Far From Home. This one was directed by Jon Watts and it stars Tom Holland as Spider-Man, Samuel L. Jackson, Jake Gyllenhaal, Marissa Tomei, Jon Favreau, Zendaya. This cast was amazing. Alright, so the runtime is 129 minutes, pretty standard for a superhero movie, and it is rated PG-13, so take your kids because they are going to love it. Okay, I gave this one a 4.5 star rating. I gave it 5 stars for writing and cinematography. Story and acting, I gave it 4 stars. But let's get into the gory details. So the storyline of Spider-Man Far From Home is this. Following the events of Avengers Endgame, also a 2019 release movie, Spider-Man, played by Tom Holland, must step up to take on new threats in a world that has changed forever. Okay, sounds right on, right? Okay, so here's my 2 cents. Talk about the writing first. I did give this 5 stars. Spider-Man Far From Home is an action-packed follow-up to the previous Spider-Man Homecoming that takes place after the events of Avengers and Endgame. This one, Far From Home, takes place after the events of Avengers Endgame. Peter Parker is back after the snap, or the blip, I think is what they called it in this one. The 5-year blip that had taken away half of the world's population. And they're just gone, they're disappeared. But now he is back and he just wants to be a normal kid. Do the things that normal kids do and go on his class trip. Unfortunately, he is quickly called into action by Nick Fury, who manages to hijack his class trip, bringing Peter and all of his friends directly in the middle of all of the action and danger. Pretty awesome story if you ask me. And the writing was awesome. They hit every nail on the head and answered all of our questions. Cinematography, I gave this one 5 stars. There are some extremely well done shots in this movie. The fast-paced movements were edited perfectly. The awesome part, and this is a bit of a spoiler, we get to see it as if we were backstage on a movie set. So cool. Now, I'm not going to tell you what that means. I'm not going to tell you why we get to see it as if we are backstage on a movie set. But you will not want to miss that. It is awesome. All right, for story, I gave it 4 stars. The storytelling in Spider-Man Far From Home is like no other superhero movie that I've seen. It plays games with not only Peter Parker's perception of reality, but that of the viewing audience as well. Our perception of what is real and what is not real within the movie is just mind-boggling. This movie is all about escape and wonder and adventure and heroism and drama and characters and life and fun and love and romance and just being a kid. This story dovetails off of Avengers Endgame and shows us what the world is like today. After everything that's happened, after the people we lost in Endgame, what the world is like today and how our characters, how Spider-Man, how Peter Parker moves on from that moment and how he re-engages with his life. This has to be one of my favorite Spider-Man movies of all time. I think that one of the main reasons I really enjoyed this story and the movies in which Tom Holland has played Spider-Man is because we actually get to see Spider-Man not just as a superhero, but as a kid. He's learning about life, but he's also learning about the responsibilities that come along with being a hero and what it takes to fill those shoes. And so I really liked this one in particular because we did get to see him just wanting to be a kid, just wanting to, you know, kiss the girl, and that was pretty awesome. So they give us, I'm gonna jump past the movie for a second to the end of the movie. And they give us this mid-credits scene that is absolutely incredible. It's about a 2-minute mini movie that they've given us at the very end of the movie. And it changes everything you currently know about what would be next for Spider-Man. And here's a big, huge spoiler. So if you have not seen the movie yet, stop the video right here, go watch the movie, and then come back. But here is a spoiler. It turns things around and sets up Spider-Man to be the bad guy. Oh. Then they take it one step further and spill his identity to the world, broadcasting his name and his photo so everybody can see it. Okay, so make sure you stay until the end of the movie and you watch the mid-credits scene because it is awesome. All right, so let's go to acting. Acting, I gave 5 stars. And Tom Holland is my Spider-Man. Absolutely. He feels completely natural in this role and he does an amazing job. He is my favorite by far of all of the actors that have played Spider-Man in the movies. All right, I loved that they brought in Nick Fury. Okay, so Samuel L. Jackson plays Nick Fury, and we only got to see him for like a split second, a little glimpse of him during the funeral scene at the end of Avengers Endgame. And Samuel L. Jackson just oozes control and he plays the part of Nick Fury so well. Now, I did not see Captain Marvel until last night. So prior to writing up this review, I had not seen Captain Marvel. I had not seen Samuel L. Jackson in the role of Nick Fury in that film until last night. So that review is yet to come. But it was awesome to be able to see a little bit more of him and a different side of him in Captain Marvel. All right, Jake Gyllenhaal. Wow. So he plays Quentin Beck, also known as Mysterio. He does a fantastic job. You believe him as this amazing hero from another planet that has come to fight off this massive evil. You want him to win. You want him to take Peter Parker under his wings, and you know, now that Iron Man is gone, Peter's looking for this role model, this man, this someone to teach him, and Quentin Beck seems like the perfect choice, right? Spoiler, wrong. Okay, so he is so good at making you believe that he is the good guy. So good. And then it just rips you apart when you find out you were wrong about him the whole time. Now, I am sure that there are a number of you out there that read the comic books and already knew that Mysterio was a bad guy from the beginning. I did not. I was not a comic book girl. I did not read those, but I love the movies. So when I went into this, I thought, oh, yay, Jake Gyllenhaal, Quentin Beck, he's a good guy. That messed with my brain. All right, my favorite quote from this one is a Peter Parker quote, and he said, "I just want to go on my trip with my friends. Europe doesn't really need a friendly neighborhood Spider-Man." Yeah, okay, right. We all need a friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. Why wouldn't you? All right, so that is my 2 cents on Spider-Man Far From Home. There is a link in the description below to my website where you can read my entire review of Spider-Man Far From Home, check out the trailers, and enjoy the rest of it. Okay, you can also check out the rest of my movie reviews on my website at www.ninasoden.com. In the meantime, make sure you click like, subscribe to my channel, and click on that little bell below so that you are notified every time I upload a video. Until next time, happy reading and enjoy the movies.